curricular development under the theme of science technology, which is how internet connection affects students' academic performance. Before we start, I'm going to introduce our 5 amazing panels that we have today. Our first panel, Madam Putri Elvyna, our Education Minister.
Hello.
Our second panel, Madam Izzatul Husna, Head Mistress of SMK Sultan Abdul Halim.
Hello.
Going on to our third panel, Madam Sharvina, Teacher of SMK Sultan Abdul Halim. Our fourth panel, a school student from SMK Sultan Abdul Halim itself, Vong Chie.
Hi.
And our last panel for today, Statistic Advisor from the Department of Education, Mr. Izzat Azraie.
Hello.
So before we start questioning our amazing panels today, I'm going to talk about a little bit about what we're going to discuss today. So having a great internet connection solely is not enough if people, especially our young generation today, did not well utilize it for good purpose. Hence, should focusing on internet literacy, especially on how the students utilize internet connection in their everyday learning. Students might help the development of a country if they well utilize the internet in their academics. For instance, they might be informed with something that they did not learn in the classroom, such as programming skills, which they can learn outside from the classroom. So moving on to our first panel today, Madam Putri Elvyna, as an Education Minister, do you agree with this?
Thank you to moderator. Yes, I agree that the usage of internet for education has undoubtedly revolutionized the landscape of the traditional education sector. It has encouraged remote and seamless learning while also opening up avenues for sharing resources and data without inhibitions. I feel our country students got opportunities to explore new learning applications and platforms during the class, which help them to develop new skills and capabilities, accelerating their growth trajectory. A study shows the use of the internet for study purpose and academic achievement is directly proportional to each other, while inversely proportional to the student social life. According to Suppiah, Kumar and Majuna in 2013, in quantitative studies has found that teachers and research scholars have been using the internet to support their research and teaching. By the use of the internet, it had a positive impact on their academic performance, namely by writing research paper, further help in doing better research, and also provide a better learning experience too.
Thank you, Madam Putri, for the amazing sharing that you have given to us today. So moving on to our next panel, Madam Izzat, based on what our education minister just said just now, how far does the internet connection affect your school students' performance?
First of all, thank you, Ms. Indriyana, for inviting me to join this forum. I'm very glad actually to join. First of all, thank you, Ms. Indriyana, for inviting me to join this forum. I'm glad to be one of panel here. So back to your question, Alhamdulillah, as Ministress in Sekolah Menengah Kebangsaan Sultan Abdul Halim, very grateful and satisfied with my students' achievements because they continue to excel academically and they are able to maintain performance even during COVID-19 situations, and of course with the help of stable internet connections. Even though at first I was very worried about the condition of the students because we felt students will be left out if there is no physical classes conducted. However, the internet connection as has available in our country helps our students to maintain well. As a proof, our school 2020 SPM students who are the first batch to occupy the SPM in the COVID-19 passed and eligibly for a certificate. Thus, qualifying our school to get the position of the school best for states. Internet. However, the internet connection access available in our country helps out our students to maintain well academically. As a proof, our school 2020 SPM students who are the first batch SPM occupy However, the internet connection access available in our country helps out our students to maintain well academically. As a proof, our school 2020 SPM students who are the first batch to occupy the SPM in the COVID-19 norm pass and eligibility for a certificate, thus qualifying our school to get the position of the second best school for SPM achievement in the state of Kedah. Besides, I would also like to commend the hard work of teachers and students because this result is the best achievement in 7 years, and due to that, our school average grade had increased to 1.98 from 2.18 in the previous year.
Congratulations on your school's achievement, Madam Izzat. So next, we're going to ask Madam Sharvina, as the teacher from this school, how does the internet connection helps you to keep sharing knowledge with your students?
Thank you, Miss Yana. So, to me, I felt that this unlimited internet connection access had made our students to be always engaging with us, the teachers. I'm saying so because we teachers were able to create slides in a creative way and made it accessible for the students at any time as it was available in soft copies. So our students do not have to wait for the hard copies which we will provide later on in the next class only. Instead, they can open the slides we provided at any time for the revision, no matter early morning or midnight. And not only that, our teaching and learning process were also in two ways interaction, where the students can also share their materials and knowledge they gain by surfing the unlimited internet connection access in the provided link through the internet connection available. This helps the students to maintain their performance academically because the teachers did not spoon feed them always. Instead, we let them be independent and to take their own effort to keep up their grades and maintain their performance academically by using the unlimited internet connection access available around them.
Yeah, I really agree with what Madam Sharvina is saying because internet connection can help us to command the students to learn at our own comfortable pace, especially when we are doing all the assignments. It is really easy for us to look for information from various sources like the slides link provided by our tutor, webpage, Wikipedia, and also we can watch online videos from YouTube anytime and anywhere we want with the help of internet connection. So, and also our traditional learning, which is from 7 a.m. till 3 p.m. has revolved, and it made really easy for us as a student. And also during this whole pandemic, COVID-19 pandemic, I have joined several online tuition classes with the availability of internet connection. So for sure this really helped me to save more time and more money since I don't have to travel all the way to the tuition center. And I also think that learning at home with the help of all this internet connection, it is more convenient since I am at home.
Thank you to Madam Sharvina for the great sharing, and that's great to hear your personal experience as a student, Ms. Chie. So moving on with Mr. Izzat, As a statistic analyzer, how far do you think our country has developed with the revolution of internet connection?
Thank you, moderator, for asking me a question. So, based on my analysis as a statistic analyzer, as per comparison with the faster developing rate country than Malaysia, which is China, I found out that China hold around 73% of internet penetration rate out of their total population. It is way too low if we compare it to Malaysia. So, although China's internet penetration rate is much lower than Malaysia, but their students are really excellent. We can see their students are really excellent and competitive in international level. They perform well in international academic competitions like mathematics Olympiad. China ranked first in the Olympiad competition. They had a total of 210 medal of international mathematical Olympiad. Not to mention that most of their medal are the gold medal, which is about 168. So, meanwhile, Malaysia ranked 49 in the international mathematical Olympiad and only managed to achieve around 46 medals. I think the reasons behind this achievement might be due to their government's restriction in surfing internet. Their people had limited access to the internet. They are blocked from having top global apps or social media like Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and others. However, in Malaysia, people have more freedom to surf almost anything on internet at any time without much restriction from our government. But I feel really sad to see our Malaysian students are still not utilizing the limited internet connection access wisely to perform well academically, as their achievement is far behind compared to China's student, which they only has the limited internet access.
That is really upset to know that our Malaysian students are very far behind than China students, even after having unlimited internet connection. Just now you said about having internet penetration rate. I'm really interested to know about it and how does it relate. Can you share a little bit about it?
About that, I think the internet penetration rate is an indicator to check the growth of internet users out of all population in the country. So when the internet penetration rate is high, it indicates that the most of our population is the internet users. So I will give you some insight about Malaysia's statistic. At the start of 2022, Malaysia's internet penetration rate was 89.6% of all the total population. That's around 43% higher than global internet penetration rate average, which is about 62.5%.
Thank you, Mr. Izzat, for the very brilliant sharing. And now everyone has a new input in this forum. So we go back to Miss Chie. As a student, why you feel our students are not utilizing this access wisely?
So these days, we always heard that people always put all the blame to the internet connection when students can't perform well in their academic. So, well, I think for myself as a student, I think it is kind of true, and I have to admit, because when we have unlimited internet connection, we always have the access to social media every day, like Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, and other type of various application that could make us spend hours scrolling our phone instead of finishing all the tasks and assignment. So due to this irresponsible act of students, they will obviously not aware of their assignments due date. So therefore it will cause them to spend their time only for the assignment. I'm sorry. So therefore it will cause them to spend their time only for the assignment, and instead they have no time to do revision, and it will cause them to stress. So of course in the end their academic performance will drop eventually. So as a student, I think this is the biggest distraction for us for having internet connection in this era.
Thank you, Ms. Chie. I really appreciate your honesty. Coming back to Madam Sharvina, as a teacher, what is your general comment on what student like Ms. Chie had shared just now?
If you ask me, I'm quite happy to see the students are aware about their mistakes and reason why their performance is not up to the par like other countries' students as China. China has a very limited internet connection, but as what our statistic analyzers say, their performance is way too good. But it's quite saddening to see that our country students who have unlimited internet connection couldn't perform. I won't say it's not good, but couldn't excel well in those competitions even though having unlimited internet connection access. As a teacher, to be honest, as a teacher myself also tend to feel demotivated sometimes because the students are not giving their full attention to us during our online lessons especially. They decide not to participate actively as they know they can learn from YouTubes or other online platforms like online tuitions later on with the help of unlimited internet connection access. That is why I feel that they don't mind getting distracted during our class by scrolling the social medias or watching movies, playing games, and moreover. So I feel that the students should understand the seriousness, and they should understand the struggle of the teachers because it's not easy for us to keep up our momentum to teach the students always, especially during the COVID-19 pandemic. The online learning was totally new, but when we put effort as a teacher, we hope the same cooperation from the students too. So I hope after my sharing, the students will be even more aware about this. Thank you.
I agree with you, Madam Sharvina. I really hope the students will be more responsible with parents monitoring at home too. So we go back to our headmistress, Madam Izzat. How did the parents in your school cooperate regarding the learning through internet connection?
Okay, thank you for the questions. Well, I could say in my school, the parents are overall supportive of virtual schooling, but of course there are some issues. They are worried about unauthorized access of online activities and unauthorized communications with their children online, as yes, of course, it may lead to drop in their academic performance too. Okay, for example, while electronic devices are required for online learning, my students, they easily steal attention for long periods of time, and I also informed by teachers in my schools, also include Madam Sharvina. She also told me once that several students would hold their phones or leave their gadget or their desk while studying. So it's quite worried for me. They also might open new tabs to watch a fun video or scroll social media like TikTok, as mentioned students before. However, we managed to overcome this, as mentioned earlier, that the teachers prepare creative slides and innovate in their way of teaching. And students are also encouraged to put all devices out of sight while working and build a solid time management schedule to organize their studying, socializing, and free time.
Before we end our forum today, we're going to ask the last question to our Education Minister, Madam Putri Elvyna. What are things we can carry out in our education department so that we can encourage these students to use internet to perform in their academics?
Okay, thank you, moderator. Actually, there are several ways to encourage students to use internet connection for academic performance. Okay, the first one is encourage students to use online tools. Online tools can contribute significantly to develop critical thinking skills among school students. Encourage them to use rewarding aptitude development tools to let them learn independently and proactively. Digital tools not only keep children engaged but also let them advance steadily at a comfortable pace. This way, they can achieve their full potential in academic performance by using internet connection efficiently. The second one is search relevant materials. Internet is a limitless world of knowledge, and so it is not easy to extract the exact piece of information you need. We can teach students to search relevant study materials on the internet. There is endless number of websites. Teach them to find the relevant information from appropriate resources. We can introduce them to sites that can help them to access lectures, video session, and various courses to reinforce their lessons. Okay, the last one is we can encourage them to do forums. The internet not only serves as a reservoir of information but also help us to connect to people from all across the world. Forums can be an excellent platform for students to discuss many topics, share knowledge, and so on. We can encourage students to use and actively participate in forums of their interest and choice. Besides, older students can also stay in touch with their teachers, students, and professions on social networking sites.
So we have come to the end of our forum discussion today. From the information shared by all our major guests today, it is clear that unlimited internet connection in our country has helped our students to perform well academically. However, it is still not enough as we are yet back some other countries' students too. I really hope that our country students can understand the seriousness and utilize the unlimited internet connection access available in our country to perform even well in academic. That is all from us, and thank you so much, our special guests, for having your time and knowledge sharing. Have a nice day. Thank you.
Thank you.